Many of us know the Del Mar for its midnight movies and varied selection of foreign and independent film, but few realize its rich and extensive history. The Del Mar was built in 1936 as one of many theaters in the area. It stood out from other theaters not only because of its beautiful architecture, but because it housed some of the largest screens in Santa Cruz County.
When it was built in 1936, it was the most expensive theater that they had built so far. That was $100,000, which in those days, this was the middle of the Depression, it was an amazing amount. They broke ground in January, and about 6 or 8 months later, the whole thing had been completed. When it first opened, it had a 25-seat orchestra pit, and there was usually an opening fanfare, and then you would have some short subjects such as maybe a 10-minute newsreel, a 10-minute cartoon, and coming attractions. Actually, you'd start with the second feature, which was usually a B movie or budget movie. And then the main feature would come after the intermission.
Throughout its first 40 years, the Del Mar maintained its role as a landmark of the city. In the 1970s, however, the building was taken over by the company United Artists, who had little interest in the theater's unique and rich history.
They painted all of the architectural relief black so that the theaters were dark inside. They turned off all the mood lighting, and there was only enough light to grope your way out of the theater. And they turned off the heat and put a sign in the window saying, "Bring a coat."
At that point, it was kind of a crappy theater. Like, the heat didn't work. There wasn't any air conditioning. It was like an ice box. It was fourplex. It was kind of run down. It was a UA theater, and they didn't really pay any attention to it. And then Star Cinema ran it for a couple years, and they kind of ran it into the ground. And then I think it just kind of sat here, and it was just kind of like another one of the holes, like in the downtown area.
The Del Mar remained this way for many years, until in 2002, the city purchased the property and asked the Nickelodeon Theater to administrate the venue. Unlike previous corporate owners, the city made it a goal to have the Del Mar return to its original mystique. Today, the Del Mar is one of downtown Santa Cruz's main attractions for its historical significance and is very important to many members of the community.
I like the Del Mar. Growing up in Santa Cruz and then coming to school here, it's a nice place. It's a locally owned business, and they show movies that you really can't get in the mainstream cinema, and it's really nice, especially for students, to go and see those films. Also, I feel like the prices are more reasonable. It is kind of historical. It's been here a long time. I know that some directors have come through on like the film festival circuit and shown their films here. So I don't know, it just seems like it's something that has to do with Santa Cruz's history, and it's unique and it's fun, and kind of grew up going here.
It feels historic, and they did a beautiful job in recreating it upstairs, having a lounge space, something you don't normally get when you go to the movie. It's just overpriced popcorn. It costs $1,000 to get in, and I can come at 12 o'clock at night to see a movie that I didn't get the chance to see on a big screen, in a setting that they don't make movie theaters like this, when I was growing up. So to kind of experience the theater the way it was meant to be experienced. So, yeah.
Today, the Del Mar Theater adds to the energy and appeal of Pacific Avenue with its rich history and culture. So the next time you're thinking of checking out one of the Del Mar's famous midnight movies, feel free to wow your friends with the history of this long-standing attraction. This is Noah Chamow reporting for Banana Slug News. I'll see you at the movies.